Welcome to your doom.
TalkRadar. What's going on, everybody? Say hi, Shane.
Hi, Shane.
And Tyler isn't here because he's being a goddamn baby. Who else do we have? The usuals are here.
We have Mike Horaparis, PlayStation editor.
And Brett Elston, Nintendo editor. That's a very nice gesture, Chris.
Does that mean suck it, Shane? Didn't that guy, wrestler, become a Christian?
Yes. Born again, and then he still does it.
What's his name?
Shawn Michaels.
Does Jesus approve of sucking it?
Yes, he does.
Okay. Well, it's been a crazy week at the Radar, let me tell you about it.
Oh. Stop.
Michael, the undisputed king of consoles, had a top 7 up.
I'm the king now. It was
Right, so many articles about failed consoles, and they're all delicious.
Oh, thank you. It was about consoles that never actually existed, or that were canceled just prior to release. And we had a lot of interesting things like the Gizmondo 2 and the Indrima L600 and the M2, all of which were just
all of
terrible.
These have exciting names.
Oh yeah. That's part of the reason why they were such huge successes at market.
Yeah, Gizmondo seems like that kind of thing. This is just temporary. We're not really going to call it this, right?
Well, because there's already a site called Gizmodo, right?
I never saw the Gizmondo ever.
You never saw it ever? I saw it at E3. Where the hell were you?
College.
Delivering Chinese food.
I was in high school.
College.
Growing up.
And then the number 7 one was the Gizmondo 2 with such hit games as Mama, Can I Mow the Lawn?
I don't even know if that actually came out or if it was just slated to come out, but yeah, I think it's probably the worst title for a video game ever. Maybe next to Sticky Balls, which was also for the Gizmondo.
I know, we bitched about Extreme, but technically none of them are asking for your parents' permission in the title.
That's true.
May I mow the lawn?
I mean, that's not even, escapist fantasy. That's reality. It's number one, it's asking your parents to do something mundane. That's not really what we should structure video games around.
Project X, what is that?
That was better known as a Nuon, and it was originally supposed to be a console, and then it wasn't a console, and it just came out as a line of DVD players that had a specially enhanced chip that let them play games. And
1 or 2 games, right?
it was like 6, 7. I'm not sure. I didn't actually do much research into that this time, but it came out in 2000 as DVD players, not as a console. And it was pretty quickly crushed by the PS2 because nobody really cared.
PS what?
Oh, PS double.
Indrima, the L600. Why did they give this a sub number if it was the first one?
I don't know.
Was that what year was it? 2001.
Yeah, 2001.
That's what they did in the 70s. Or if you look at all the consoles that came out then, it was like, and now it's the Sinclair 46,000. When it's like,
yeah. Someone should have come out with like the Philips 2 million.
The story of that thing is probably the most naive approach to making a console I have ever even heard of. It was going to run on Linux. It was going to be really cheap, but it was also going to do all this different stuff. And it would be really popular because, hobbyist Linux programmers would buy it by the millions and produce cheap games for it. And that way they wouldn't have to charge licensing fees for people to make the games. They wouldn't have to... they could give out their development kits for free, ignoring the fact that both of these are how console manufacturers make their money, because consoles are always a money-losing proposition.
So in turn, their first party exclusive was the American people.
Exactly.
The developers.
And Tux Racer.
Tux Racer. I love this guy's quote. You don't need Microsoft marketing budget of $500 million to launch a next generation platform console. Apparently you do.
Yeah. I mean, how'd that work out for you, Andrima? Not well.
Well, I don't understand it because I know a million Linux programmers myself.
Well, obviously.
And they
I don't know one person who uses
And they're all very interested in consoles, aren't they? I mean, they wouldn't just, buy a cheap PC for whatever it is they need to do.
Well, I don't understand the idea of mixing consoles with Linux in the first place. Like when they were saying, "Oh, the original Xbox, you can take the guts out and put a Linux machine in it," and that means, and now it can run, and now it can run Linux. And there was this kid that kept going around when that was out that I knew that kept saying, "Yeah, I love my Xbox. I can put Linux in it." Like, yeah, but why would you want to put Linux in it?
I'm playing Halo.
Well, because when you put it, Linux is so much better than Windows. Yeah, but why would you want to? Well, Linux. Yeah, why would you want to? Like, I had to eventually yell at his ass because he just kept saying you can, and I'm like, so what? Which, real quick, I was gonna say, so effing what, but I didn't because we have to watch the F words these days, and I know any kind of censoring takes you forever. So
yeah, that is a effing tragedy.
At some point, kids will be able to bring back cursing, but this is a post 9/11 world.
Never forget.
Never
forget. Just so you'll have to edit at least one thing out. I'd just like to say, fuck.
Sure you can. My God.
Oh no, the world is ending.
Have to use Sanctuary from Kingdom Hearts 2 to bleep that out, the entire jam.
I'm shocked, Brett.
All right, number 4 on the list is the Neptune.
Yeah, Neptune. It's yeah, the Neptunia. Yeah, it's a combination 32X and Genesis. Not really a lot to write home about. It died when Sega realized that having 6 different systems out at once probably wasn't the best idea, and that the whole idea of, well, hardcore players will buy the Saturn and everyone else is going to buy the 32X just wasn't really a good
your options
approach. Yeah, but do you really need those options?
I don't know. Sega, I really appreciate it, and I would love nothing more than you to come back on the hardware market and produce 9 consoles at the same time.
I would really like them to make a good game first before they did
that.
Oh, Schniggle.
Sorry, Sega. Had to be said.
Yeah, it did.
And the third one.
What is the third one?
I don't know.
M2. The
M2. Oh, the M2. Yeah, that's also known as the follow-up to the 3DO, and was whispered. Like, if you were paying much attention to the games industry, then like it was something that was always whispered about. It's like, oh, the M2. It's so mysterious. It's mysterious too.
Always
it's coming
have
out.
Like the M2 and then a tiny picture of a train in the ocean.
I had a friend in high school who was absolutely obsessed with the M2. Would just go around he would just go around like reciting its spec sheet, like, dude, man, oh, why are you playing that PlayStation? M2's coming out next year. Oh my God, have you seen the screens? And it's like,
it has blast nuclear processing.
And that's the same phenomenon that before the first Xbox even launched, there were already Xbox fanboys on forums like a month ahead of time, already saying like, your console sucks, Xbox is the best. It's like, it's not even out yet. There's no track record at all.
The next entry, number 2, is just kind of my favorite story of it all. It's such like a classic supervillain hero story. Not to say either one. The Super Nintendo CD. What happened?
What happened was Nintendo signed a deal with Sony, and in roughly 1988. And like 3 years later, I think they actually took a look at the contract that they had signed years previously and realized, this basically gives Sony complete control over any CD games made for the Super NES. So this is unacceptable. But rather than going to Sony and saying this is unacceptable, we want out of the contract, Nintendo instead waited around until I think it was the CES, and then Sony was preparing to unveil the Super Nintendo CD at this event during a press conference. And before their press conference, Nintendo's Howard Phillips took the stage and announced, "Yeah, Nintendo's got a new CD peripheral coming out. It's going to be made by Philips." And
Sir, will the CDs be shiny? I care. I don't. It's a CD. Who cares?
Oh, they won't. They will be matte.
And then what did that system become?
That system grew up to be the PlayStation.
And that little system nobody liked grew up to be...
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln.
And the number 1 Phantom console was...
The Phantom.
Oh.
Yeah, that's really all you can say. I mean, that
Power
You kind
Rangers
of read it
insane.
backwards.
I'm looking at pictures on the site at gamesradar.com, and I want to kill myself.
You should. That was why I put it there.
You should have replaced your GamesRadar.com plug with one of the many sound effects you recorded today.
Oh, let me see.
That's too late. It's over. So that's the wrong one.
Fucking thing sucks.
Oh, wait, that was Bill O'Reilly.
And we have to bleep that now. You stupid.
I'm not easy.
That's a quote. We can leave that, I think.
Okay,
Alright.
the Phantom.
Yeah.
Just tell me one. Is there anything interesting about the Phantom?
Well, I'd probably get in trouble if I said it was a ginormous swindle because that company technically still exists, even if they're just selling the lapboard. But yeah, it was just kind of a bad idea that died a slow and painful death over a period of several years.
I was at the E3 where you could walk in and sit down and play it, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of neat," and then never saw it again.
Yeah, I was too. I still have one of those T-shirts,
Really?
even though I don't believe.
Doesn't that kind of look like the Dark Void helmet? Only now the slit's going horizontal.
It does kind of.
Yeah, why wasn't this in your feature, Shane? About our boring masked heroes. Phantom mascot.
Can't really call him a hero.
He looks kind of like Carmine from Gears of War with horns.
All right.
But yeah, I just want to say that after all the research and work that went into this, there was only like one notable comment on N4G, and it was just some guy saying, "What about the 64DD?
What
Does
about
not
it?
belong on the list because it technically came out in Japan."
That's right.
Uh-huh. Sorry, poster.
Yeah. Thanks for reading.
Thanks
Guess
for
what
not
I'm doing tonight?
reading.
Lollipops. Nobody?
What?
Shane, what am I doing
Lollipops?
tonight?
What you doing?
I am waiting in line for the midnight launch of Metal Gear Solid 4 bundle. The PS Triple.
Why?
Anybody coming?
No.
God, cynical.
Nobody's coming. It'll be you by yourself.
Good. I hope
Won't
it is.
even be a
I
line.
hope it is. That increases the
You're
chance
gonna
of me
get
getting-
knifed walking home.
No, I charged up my PSP. I'm gonna play Powerpon. I'm gonna go get in line for the midnight launch to get a copy of Metal Gear 4 Solid. Did I say that right?
Nope.
Yeah.
So Metal Gear 4 Solid out this week. Who's excited?
I'm
I am.
excited, actually.
I'm waiting
I
for
am.
the 360 release.
Oh my God!
Snap. Yeah, I'm not.
Which I think after the first couple of months, they'll be like, "Oh right, not many people have a PS3." Yeah, it's coming out for 360 now.
Did you look at just looking at the numbers of how much Grand Theft Auto sold on both consoles?
Yeah,
Like, I don't have an exact figure, but it was equally in like the first week, like millions on each console, and so that means Konami doesn't like Sony that much. Like, there was money that changed hands, so they had to give them the equivalent of millions of copies of Metal Gear Solid to keep it on the PS3. And I'm trying to think right now what that number would be. I probably should have done some research into this.
you can't research.
Blank stairs. Never mind. Cutting room floor. That just seems like an astronomical amount to pay for one game. Like,
Well-
okay, how much did Grand Theft Auto made? $500 million its first week, and it was equal. It was somewhere close. They've never really agreed on the numbers, but like, wasn't it 50-50 on 360 and PS3?
I
I think it outsold PS3, or 360 outsold PS3 a bit.
But it was almost 50-50, was it not?
At first, yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't know. I'm not even looking at any numbers, so I'll just trust that you know what you're talking about.
Does Sony have to? Do they have to give? Did Sony give Konami $250 million or $100 million to keep Metal Gear Solid 4 as an exclusive?
Sony has always insisted that they don't pay publishers for exclusives.
Is that
I mean,
possible?
I don't know.
My
What?
guess would be it's two Japanese companies. They're gonna tend to stick to their guns and maybe not. They wouldn't have to really exchange any money. Just say like, hey, PS3 doesn't have any killer app the first half of 2008. Maybe Metal Gear just comes out on PS3, and that shitty console that doesn't sell in Japan anyway, the 360. Because my whole thing was that it could be the PS3's last stand, and Kojima it's so full of fucking movies, and we were subjected to that the first 30 minutes of the game in that awful press conference. I just kind of wanted to regale the tale of what was the worst press conference ever.
Oh, God, where to begin?
Beginning.
Well, I could say that we were actually treated to the first half hour of Metal Gear Solid roughly at press conference a few weeks back that Konami held, and Kojima got up and was playing it in front of the crowd, and that was kind of the highlight of the thing, except that it happened after what was it, like a roughly 3-hour press conference?
It was about 3 hours long, and this was about the 2.5-hour mark where we're like, and Kojima's like, and now I'm going to play the game until they make me stop. And we're like, no, it's hot in here. There's 100 people in here. We've just watched 3 presentations on DDR games and a 9-minute drum solo from Rock Revolution. And
I think that sounds awesome. It sounds like the beginning of Raising Arizona.
It's like we just want to go home. It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 10. We've been here since 7. They said that, what did they say? It was going to be like 2 hours, 1 hour, hour and a half.
They said 2 hours, and then it just kept going. And then I left at one point and walked outside, and a guy from Sega was just sitting out there with the truck full of beer, like, "Hey, I'm ready to go. You guys done in there?" And I'm like, "No, they're still talking about Metal Gear."
Still in there talking about fun.
So, no, it's not fun. It's not fun when you watch the intro to that game, and
that's what I'm saying. Let's talk about fun.
Of 30 minutes, I saw him actually play 5 minutes. The rest of it was cutscenes.
Yeah, let's just skip through a lot of the cutscenes.
Yeah, after the first after the first 9 minutes of the cutscene, he's like, "I'll skip that." But it's like, if you were actually watching all of them,
he's setting up his epic.
Whoa.
I do like the Metal Gear Solid games, bunches, but I'm getting a little sick of all the fucking cutscenes. But doesn't that guy have access?
It's fair.
Doesn't he have access to maybe an animation studio? Maybe this isn't the medium for him.
I would agree.
I want to play a game. I don't want to watch a game. Yeah. I had to do that all the time as an orphan boy from outside the KB toy stores, watching game intros.
It's funny because I was talking to Chris earlier and how I was just going to totally go off on Brent and say, "No, you're wrong," and I really couldn't come up with a good argument, and it would just be fapping over.
Shane's a big Metal Gear Solid fan.
Yeah, it's my favorite series. I loved 1 to death. 2 and 3, I'm one of the only guys who defend Part 2, but I can't really say anything about a 90-minute cutscene because I hate when games try to be movies. And I was like, why don't they just package, some anime movie with it, and I could watch it on my own time. I'm tired of the cutscenes.
I don't know. I've heard conflicting reports about the 90-minute cutscene thing. I don't know that's real. I talked to Rob Smith, who played it and reviewed it for PTOM, and he said he was asking me about it. It's like, who's saying that there's a 90-minute cutscene? Because I played through that game, and there were some really long cutscenes, but there wasn't anything like 90 minutes long. That'd be ridiculous. Okay. So, but I don't know, because maybe.
But is it like that? Is it a 45-minute cutscene and then you run to a beacon for a second and then it kicks in again? Yeah,
that's how the beginning. That
surprise me.
That's how the opening that I saw was, which was probably 5-minute cutscene, and then he literally took 4 steps and another cutscene began.
That happens, yeah.
And
I will say. One thing, though, when I was playing Metal Gear Solid 4 at that horrible press event, because they gave us some lead time afterward, and I'm like, well, it's midnight, I might as well play, Metal Gear Solid 4 now that it's 3 in the morning.
I never factored in time into this.
It was 6.
Jesus. All right, sorry.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm playing this thing at 8 in the morning, and but I get to this codec, one of the early codec conversations in the game, and it starts out, it's got some story, I'm sort of with it, and then it just starts talking about some bullshit about the history of genetic trigger locks and how it came out of this, the private military companies, and these reshaped the world, and I'm like, oh my god, skip! And
did you ever see
Twin
Peaks?
It skipped that part. Twin Peaks was a show that ran in the early 90s.
Hey.
With footage of Twin Peaks running in the background.
You think with all the fourth wall breaking that Kojima does, one time when you try to skip a cutscene, he would make a separate 30-minute cutscene that you can't skip?
He just slaps you.
Talking about, you shouldn't skip cutscenes. They're very important to the story.
You're going to miss my art. You're going to miss the plot.
But I wanted to say something here that was good about that, and that I skipped that part. And then it skipped to the next part of the conversation, which was went back to story, and it's like, okay, I'm interested now.
Okay.
But if the rest of the game is like that, where I can skip over all the boring
tangents.
exposition, that has nothing to do with anything, but it's just Kojima venting his spleen about the state of the world. It's like, okay, good.
But I want to be a good boy when watching an artist's product, and I want to see everything he has to tell, and it puts a lot of pressure on me. So I'll sit there and I'll be miserable, but I'll sit there, I'll sit through it.
Yeah. Me too. It's his inconvenient truth.
Yeah.
And I want to see what Kojima has to say. I'm really interested in it. It's my anime. That's why I'm like really excited about it, and it's the reason why I like sit and tap X through all the fucking dialogue scenes and RPGs, and I'm interested in it, but I am sick and tired of all the goddamn.
Whatever, nuts to you guys. It will be in my possession within a few hours, but we're gonna go to break. But in between the break, we have an exclusive cutscene from Metal Gear Solid 4. So stay tuned.
Whoa, awesome. Here, you taking a dump? Hell yeah. So, tell me about Metal Gear. You knew? The game is fucking called Metal Gear Solid. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 Yeah, well, they're making a new Metal Gear and stuff. And I talked. I gave them the password. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know when you have diarrhea, but it doesn't hurt when it comes out? It's so satisfying, man. Gross. Yeah, the DARPA chief died of a heart attack. I don't know what happened. Metal Gear. Whatever. Meryl's hot.
I am Andrew Ryan, and I'm here to ask you a question. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? No, says the man in Washington, belongs to the wolf. No, says the man in the Vatican, it belongs to God. No, says the man in Moscow, it belongs to everyone. I rejected those answers. Instead, I chose something different. I chose the impossible. I chose rapture.
And we're back, and Brett is out of the room. I think he was going to go get some surprises for us. Does anybody know what he's bringing? Ooh, there he is. Come on, Brett.
Brett.
Hey.
Hello.
Ooh, he has surprises for all of us. It's in a Target bag, and it's rattling.
Oh, man. I hope it's presents.
You joke around, but I wanted these so bad. I wanted to be part of... Do you want to intro what exactly these are? The area in the city I live in does not carry these.
Okay, so I was at Target over the weekend looking for regular Mountain Dew, because a gamer, that's all I can drink, apparently. So they've apparently introduced 3 new flavors of Mountain Dew, all of which have some kind of berry bullshit involved with them. And I thought, well, all right, let's try this new Mountain Dew called Supernova with a blast of strawberry melon flavor and ginseng. And it tastes like shit. So I just want everybody to take a drink and tell me what you think, because I know exactly what I think it tastes like. Oh, yours has got a kick to it already.
Oh, my goodness. Ooh, it's purple.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, it's sort of like flat Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like it tastes like cough syrup and medicine.
A little bit like if you watered the hell out of cough syrup and maybe added some
Foley
sugar.
effects.
I feel like a corpse just licked my tongue.
I think that's the quote right there.
It's like an Otter Pop afterbirth.
It's like a mummy vomited grapes in my mouth.
Oh, this is the Mike Huckabee of the Democracy.
Oh my god. Otter Pop Afterbirth is a great band.
There's a bit of
But I'm
Otter
still
Pop.
drinking.
Oh,
Gosh,
God.
I love soda. Thank you,
I'm
Brett.
still going.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks, man.
Don't enjoy it.
Nice of you.
I hope this doesn't start a precedent because I don't want to buy you guys anything.
Supernova. Wow.
So, dude, guess what month is it?
It is the month of June.
It is mid-June, meaning it's the middle of the
That's not
year.
a month.
What?
You asked me what month it is. Mid-June isn't a month.
Did I say you were wrong? Did I give you one of these when you said June? No, we acknowledged it was June.
Fine.
No, it's mid-June. It couldn't be more perfect for a mid-year conversation about an article written at the beginning of last year. Tyler Wilde, God rest his soul, wrote this article called the Preemptive 2008 Game Awards.
All right.
Yes. Did somebody surmise the Preemptive Game Awards? Because I don't feel like it.
Well, we had we do every year. We do the Platinum Chalice Awards, which I think are the most
Oh, this is
important.
bad. I drank it again. Sorry.
Which are the most important awards in the galaxy, as we've decided. Then we also do the Anti Awards, which are much more popular because they're actually funny.
Yeah.
And then we thought this year, everybody loves awards so much, we'll do the Preemptive 2008 Game Awards, which are why wait a whole year to give out a pile of meaningless awards. So in January, we already wrote our award story. You're pointing at me like you're going to cue something, and I'll just keep going. The next, the first one was Best GTA Competition. The winner was going to be Prototype, which is now, pushed to next year? So it's not even coming out?
That's about accurate.
Yeah, that's
And
so
it-
prototypical.
When was the last time someone actually played it? Was at that party everyone got sick at later?
They didn't
Nobody
let us
has
play it.
actually played it. Like we saw it at the party that everyone got sick at. But and I think maybe Paul, our Cheap Planet editor, saw it since then.
Oh, it was playable. I was too busy playing a gin fiddle. Yum.
That party actually, how sick I got, that party actually makes me want to say Death to America.
Oh, that was horrible.
The runner-up was Saints Row 2, which, as we pointed out last week,
Other games.
Other games.
So that's I don't think that's going to be any competition at all.
Fire shit out of a truck. Yeah,
Oh.
right. Runner up.
Will cause the most deaths due to 36-hour gaming binges at Korean gaming cafes is StarCraft 2. I think that's probably still accurate. That's probably going to happen, right? That's this year, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Really shouldn't have brought that up if none of us looked into it.
I don't care.
Is it coming out?
Fallish?
Uh?
I don't know what a PC is.
Oh, what month is TBA?
Oh,
That's a Turner Broadcasting Association, I think.
Oh man, that's my favorite month.
Oh.
The next one
smart.
was most popular with middle-aged women is We Fit. I think that's going to be true for the next year.
Oh, yeah.
That's so true.
Them ladies love leaning, love standing, love getting hit in the face with balls.
Yeah.
Oh, buy my mother a game where she does something to do lean over and get hit in the face with balls. Like her knees aren't bad enough. Like her breasts don't hang low enough. Poor woman.
Next was
No, Mom.
best game that involves sneaking, MGS4. That's probably still the case. The next one is Splinter Cell Conviction, which is going back to the drawing board, is it not?
Yes, folding board. It's still anybody's game, Brett.
Oh, damn, yes! I'm so fucking excited. Second runner-up, Saboteur. Is that still a game? Was
that the one that changed to Velvet Assassin?
I don't
I
know.
hope not. No.
No, that was Sabotage. You know what? I'm going to just quit my job.
Saboteur was the one where you're the American resistance member beating up Nazis who will fight
With
you
your
hand.
hands.
Yeah. And
It
lots
looked
of
neat.
screenshots of Nazis putting up their dukes like real Nazis would instead of just shooting your ass.
Historically accurate.
Next was best game with the word war in its name, which is so specific. I want to punch Tyler in the face for that. Especially when the winners are Star Wars The Force Unleashed, Halo Wars, and Tom Clancy's End War. Piss on all those. A pox on those
This is the
games.
new Call of Duty title.
I forgot the name of it.
War at home?
We're going to all the speculation now.
Back to World War II.
Keep
World at War. World at War.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
warring. Sorry. Yeah, no, it's World at War.
Best RPG is Lost Odyssey. I don't think that quite panned out.
Oh dear.
Worst title, Left 4 Dead, and then Legendary, The Box.
Which both those games I'm looking forward to very much.
Yeah.
Even as cynical as I am, I cannot wait to play those.
Yeah.
I want to shoot a griffin in the face.
Yeah, no, you don't shoot him in the face. You shoot him in an exposed spine. I played that level.
Isn't it just called Legendary now?
Huh? Yeah, I think it's just called Legendary.
Oh, well, good.
But it looked nummy.
And I just want to shoot zombies because that's something I've never had a chance to do before. And
Oh my god, like that ever gets old, Mickle.
uh-huh.
But
Then best action best action survival horror thriller, which is best adjective porn there, I think. Silent Hill 5, I don't think that's not really action. But since Resident Evil 5 isn't coming out probably the same time period as Silent Hill, it might win it by default. Also, the second runner-up is Alan Wake.
That's never coming out.
Yeah, what the hell happened in that game?
I don't know.
Exactly.
There's 5 entries on this list. I think 2 of them are going to be out this year.
Yeah, Dead Space, Alone in the Dark, and Left 4 Dead are the others.
Dead Space, I know will make it.
Yeah, Dead Space. Dead Space, I have great hope for. It looks so cool, and I want the whole game to be as neat as what I played.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Alone in the Dark, I think, is going to be actually really cool. I'm looking forward to it. Alan Wake, though, it's kind of interesting there because that was like one of the very first PlayStation 3, PC, whatever games that we had to cover, and at this rate, it's probably going to be one of the last. So.
Wait, as Games Radar?
No, I'm saying it's probably going to come at the end of the hardware cycle.
Oh, okay. I'll let my faux pas out.
Special award: Best Blood Sprays to Ninja Gaiden 2. Now with 7 out of 10. I would wish to give special shout out, at least at this halfway point in the year, to Dark Sector's score. It's quite good. It's very satisfying.
Is it?
Yeah,
It
really is.
Next on my list. I just knocked GTA out of the box. I'm heading into Dark Sector, baby. I
love it. It's one of those cases where sometimes you don't need an amazing game, you just need a good game, and that's a solid good game. Fun
for people still playing Gita. Revenge. Just saying, Revenge. Go Revenge. Go back, Brett.
Revenge.
They'll know it when they see.
And I'd just like to say, with Ninja Gaiden, I think that's actually pretty accurate regardless of the score we gave it, because I've been playing through it, and most of that game is I'm just mashing on buttons, and there's like this storm of blood and organs and heads, and I don't know what's going on, and I don't care, because it's actually fun.
And throwing the glaive around, like guiding it, and then you can watch the guy split in half and look down at his body like, oh crap!
Oh man, I'm gonna miss those.
And then you guide it around a corner, and the guy whose back is to you slowly turns around like, oh shit, and then dead.
Does it work with 6-axis?
Nothing works with 6-axis.
Damn it! I set Brett up.
If you put words in quotes, then yes.
You walked into that.
I know.
I'm still drinking the
Mountain
Mountain
Dew.
Dew.
Back to me.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm drinking this Mountain Dew. Maybe it's just because I'm talking and therefore thirsty. But when I was playing GTA, I took a drink, made a face, and put it down and thought, I'm gonna make these guys drink 4 of them.
You know what the audience loves is to hear us drink.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because when people download a podcast, that's what they want to hear, is people talking about fucking soft drinks.
Don't make fun of Dan.
And we're not endorsing Mountain Dew at all. They didn't pay us off. It's just a fucking disgusting drink that we're still drinking.
Yeah, I paid
just
money
sort of
for
all
these.
shocked at this.
I paid money for these, don't like them, and do not recommend anyone buys them.
Oh,
There.
dude, write it off. Give it away. Throw them in the Goodwill bin. Shake them up first. Have it hit an orphan's face. That'd be hilarious.
What is your problem with orphans this week?
I have a vendetta. Just don't worry about it.
Smelly.
What
I said no.
That said, this is delicious.
is it?
Oh.
This is delicious.
Well, before we go into kids, as your orphans have pointed out, the 2000 Game of the Year 2008 preemptive award we gave out in January was for Spore.
Game of the
And
year.
I think I've heard about it so much, I think it actually came out 2 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
Runner-up was GTA, and then the second runner-up was Smash Brothers, which I don't care. I'm over it.
Oh, really? The guy who gave it a 10 doesn't care about Smash Brothers.
Hmm.
I do wonder what the hell else do you do with Smash Brothers now? Someone just they're online do like can we hold a tournament and like technically yeah.
Technically, yes.
The online just sucks.
Yeah, the online blows. I mean, you probably matched every battle you could. I think we've done everything we could have possibly done with it.
Oh yeah, there's enough Smash Brothers coverage on our site to last you forever. There's or at least a weekend.
I see. That's the only time. The only time as an employee in this beeswax where it's been covered enough. I lost the need to buy it.
Yeah.
It wasn't overkill. It was just having to watch and help people play to get videos. There's nothing else there for me. There's no.
Yeah. It's good. It's totally good. I stand by that 10. But
cautionary tale for any of you kids who want to get in the business.
Yeah, you will have some games totally ruined. Like Mario Galaxy, I had to write a guide for it over 3 days.
Help you with that.
Yeah.
120 motherfucking stars.
And you assholes out there didn't read it. I was.
It's a guide. It's not something you
No,
sit down tonight.
you.
Tonight,
Everybody on the internet, go fuck yourself.
Tonight, I'm gonna sit down, maybe read chapter 7 and 8 of that Mario Galaxy guide. I just knocked my headset off my head. So anyway,
Luckily.
kids. What's with kids, man?
Man,
Yeah, fuck them.
Kids, man.
I did not mean to open up the F-word Wonka door. We can't just all start running around. And
I don't even know the rules on that. We're gonna be fine.
I am the derailer.
Kids.
Goddamn kids. Yeah. Goddamn kids.
So the reason I want to talk about kids.
Yeah, fuck them. What are you going to do with them? Goddamn.
Yeah, imagine you're going somewhere with this.
Not with that intro.
So I believe Brett Elston, what's grinding your gears this week?
I'll tell you what's grinding. Yeah. Well, is this 3 intros for this now?
It deserves 3 intros because
Well, the
I
first
hate children that much.
Well,
Yeah.
whatever. Here it is. I'm kind of tired of kids. I'm kind of over kids at this point.
Glad to hear you say that.
I've got all these toys on my desks and games around the house apartment, and kids don't know how to take care of things.
Oh my God! I did not know that's where you don't.
No. Like coming to play a PS2 and the tray is open, and then they're like, "Let me get the game," and they step on the open tray of a PS2. Like, oh, I didn't see it there. My legs aren't developed, and I can't walk yet.
You have like that mental disease that Robin Williams had in Jack. You sound like a 70-year-old. Kids don't deserve these things. They're not saying it right. When you get an action figure, if you take it out of the case, it's
All the
Just
figures on
go
my
with
desk
that.
are out of the box. But then when they ask, like if you have a nephew over, or if you have a neighbor kid over, whatever, never gonna happen. They come over and it's like, oh, do you care? Or if even like a girlfriend even sometimes will be like, oh, cool, what game you playing? Can I play? And you're like, no, you're gonna ruin my save game. It's really important. And then that makes you an asshole for not sharing. And then with all those toys, oh, can I play with that Spider-Man? No, you may not, because you don't know how to do it. You don't know how to do it right.
Kid, don't mince words. Just come out and say no, because you're going to put it in your mouth, and that's disgusting. And children are disgusting.
And that's why every woman in my life, from my sister on down to that girl I met at the bus station, are barren. I don't make friends with any woman who can procreate. I will not have a child walking amongst my things. If she knocks over my Flight of the Navigator ship, it's Murder City. I'm going to Homicide Town.
Compliance.
Yeah.
How big is the Flight of the Navigator you have in your house? The ship, is it to scale, or is that your house? Do you just live in the ship?
Don't actually.
You just call it your Flight of the Navigator replica.
Look, I've been watching it on eBay for so long. I kind of thought I owned it, but I don't. All right, moving on. Back to Godforsaken Children. Or did you have more on that?
No.
No.
Stop getting your chocolate hands all over Brett's Venom
Your
action.
snotty ass nose and your shitty underpants.
Wipe it on your sleeves, Steven.
Fuck kids of all ages. But anyway, kids, GamesRadar.com.
If there's anyone under 10 listening, you shouldn't be.
Okay,
Go fuck yourself.
We're going to go to break right now. What's everybody doing this weekend? I know what I'm doing right after work on Friday.
Going to see the Hulk.
The Incredible Hulk. Yes, and we'll leave you with some infinitely cool Incredible Hulk music. We'll be right back.
Dr. Banner, belted by gamma rays, turns into the Hulk.
Ain't he on glamour rays?
Wrecking the town with the power of a bull.
Ain't no monster clown who is as lovable
As ever-loving Hulk. Hulk.
Okay, we're back. And how about that Hulk song?
Good Hulk song.
And you know what? Does anybody know what the hell that woman is saying?
Something about Hulk being glamorous.
Yeah. or eating gamma rays, which is not canon. But I tell you what, anybody on the forums, if you're listening to this, PM me with what exactly she's saying, and I'll send you some Guitar Hero shit. Or Tecmo Bowl shit, your choice, all right?
How about that Hulk donut from 7-Eleven? We can send them that.
The what?
The Hulk donut? You remember?
I had an awful Hulk donut. Because I'm a little like Rhett, where I'll buy reasonably priced anything if it has a Marvel superhero on it, and this donut did. And it was a green donut, and then I bite into it, and I'm like, it's just a donut with Hulk's picture on it, and then I get into it, and it's filled with green. It's just frosting. It's just Betty Crocker green frosting.
Yeah,
shoved inside a fried glazed donut.
Yeah, frosting. Yeah.
Wow, childhood trauma.
Okay.
Too much frosting.
Hulk's kind of animated.
You're right.
What did all those things require?
Voice acting.
Voice acting. We saw the best example of voice acting in the entire multiverse this week, and it was from a game called Chaos Wars. What's this? What the hell's the game?
Cancel War?
Cancel War?
I think
crappy.
it's pronounced Chow's War.
It's a crappy PS2 game that just showed up and has the worst voice acting. That analogies were made like it's Sega CD bad and it's Turbo Duo bad, but it's actually probably worse than some of the most notoriously bad voice acting of all time. Like
House of the Dead, sub House of the Dead bad.
it's sub House of the Dead, it's sub Resident Evil, it's sub Last Alert.
At least all those games were done by people who at least made an effort to sound professional. I mean, you forwarded this YouTube video around, and I thought that it was something that had just been dubbed over by a bunch of kids on YouTube.
Yeah, I could do this better.
Let's hear
Say it exactly like that. I could do this better.
So, can you move, Uru? Karen?
Wow, I really can't move my body.
Yes, that is an actual line. That was not one of us. That is an actual line from the game.
That sounded like nerd number 3 in the Leroy Jenkins video. I calculated the odds.
Keep it coming.
What did you do, Nicole?
Perfume de Zigitaris. A type of muscle relaxant.
Do it over. Oh no, it's still going.
You probably don't understand the logic, but you can feel the effects, no?
No, really. It's great. I can't tense my muscles at all.
Whoa.
I'm done with your nonsense. I'll take your Tengayo away.
Be careful.
my Tengaya!
You'll probably get sick, just like when you eat rotten food off the ground.
Oh, I hate
It's okay, Uru. Just relax and let it go. I'll be done in a second.
Won't, because we're not going to give you another fucking second. Actually, I just want to put it in a random spot in this 4-minute video. I know it's the internet. We don't have patience to listen to the whole. Did you have? You're looking at me with intent. Is there?
No, I just had to put my hand out like that.
Okay. You look you know what you look like right now? Larry King. He's so slouched on his desk in a different way. The last little bit. Here we go.
Jump!
Wait, that was a laugh. You
I thought somebody died.
Nicole is laughing. That was a girl? All right, we're going to keep going.
Hilma!
Yeah!
What?
That was a splat.
You too?
What, do you know them?
You swine! What do you think you're doing?
That's my question.
I know. What are you doing? That's just wrong, dude.
I'm gonna hurt you badly. I mean really badly.
Oh, God. No more.
This just sucks.
The Chaos Wars. Apparently that was the result. If the internet is to be believed, and if you're listening to our podcast, sometimes it isn't. That is the result of fucking nepotism when a producer says, my family can do all the voice work on a game.
Well, it's also a lot of old games back then. What the reason the voice acting was so bad was because, you speak English, you can do it. Because they can't tell it's bad. Just like when we hear Japanese dubbed, it's like, I don't know the acting is bad because I don't understand the language.
No, it was the podcast that gave me a newfound respect for people who can sound good with voice stuff. So yeah, what's everybody doing next week that they can kind of tease? Shane, you have something about two universes.
I do. Next week, see what happens when Star Wars invades Soul Calibur. I can tell you, it's not going to be good.
Michael.
I'm going to be in LA all next week at a bunch of free E3 events, seeing a bunch of games.
E3, Brett?
I'm working on a what-if scenario that I have to come up with the answer to. And then after that, I'll begin a tease now. I'm working on a very super secret announcement. So if anybody hears that, start the rumors now.
And I will be working on my resume. We'll see you guys next week for another edition of TalkRadar. Peace.